Hey, Joseph. Joseph, are you ready for some football? I'm listening to Fox. I guess Indiana's playing college ball. Indiana's playing Nebraska today. They're all jumping up and down, and their Fox is over at Indiana. Ain't nothing on the radio hardly to listen to, so I figured I'd go live. Oh shoot! You guys fell off the dang dash already. I didn't even get started. What's going on with my phone holder? Hi, Rhonda. Oh, you headed to Texas. What part of Texas you going? Eastern Texas, I think you said. Says this phone stays on the dice this time. Oh, I'm from the Kansas City area. You're going to lose. Oh, down by Texarkana. Oh, I had my dad's cousin lived there at Texarkana. He's been gone a few years now, but he drove a truck too. He drove for Tri-State. Hi, Francis. I like the race car on Facebook, Francis. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I know the race is out in Vegas this weekend. Rhonda, I'm sorry, Joseph, but the Chiefs got the referees in their pocket. That's what everybody says, but there's a guy did a analysis on all the teams, all the bad calls this year, and they're running neck to neck. It just seems like the Chiefs get more calls their way than the other teams. I really don't follow football anymore since they did the stuff with kneeling and all that stuff. Yeah, I know they've tried to correct it a little bit, but that burnt me the wrong way. I'm a veteran. Hi, John, if you're there with Francis. Hi, Carol. Good morning. Pick me up some good drugs too while you're there. I got sick, last week? I was over a week sick. I got dehydrated. My blood sugar was way over 300. And I felt pretty good this week, guys. I tried to cut out sugar, and Shannon got me some Pedialyte drink. Some of it's all right, some of it ain't, but I have been drinking it. And I've been drinking more water trying to. And I have felt a whole lot better this week. I was tired yesterday, and I went to bed. I was going to get up at 3 this morning. The alarm went off, but I just couldn't get there, so I laid there till 5. It actually sprinkled in Dallas. When I come through Dallas this morning, I got a couple, enough to get some of the bugs off the windshield. I, I thought it was going to rain, but now there ain't no clouds this way, but behind me is cloudy. But I started out at the truck stop at 5 trying to get across Dallas and Fort Worth before the traffic started this morning. Rhonda, at least they got mostly construction done there on the south side of 30 right there going through Little Rock there. It's not as bad as it was. Hey, Ernie, it's opened up a lot more there on I-30, so how you doing, Ernie? Yeah, Rhonda, you got to watch out down around Hope. That's really rough down through that section, but okay, pit stop. Man, you should be able to drive from Little Rock to Texarkana without a pit stop. You can hold it, girl. Yeah, I heard about that wing contest. I really don't like chicken, and I don't like wings. There ain't much meat on them. It's just a lot of work. Got dinosaur wings. Oh, Chelsea, be nice to that guy. He's a good guy. Well, Ernie will never be right, but we're never wrong either. I turned Rustic off yesterday. I went I had to go to the truck stop. Did he ever catch any fish? You know, you guys are having that chicken wing contest. Years ago, people threw the chicken wings away because there was none. Now that's a big business everywhere. Oh no, I've been having problems with my belly, but I don't like going to the doctors. I got a cousin that's about ready any day. He'll be dying from throat cancer, I think it is. And once they start operating on you and doing things, seems like the people don't last very long. I just want to go quickly. I got a problem with my stomach. My lower intestines argues with my upper intestines. I can't eat lettuce or broccoli or stuff like that. I went to the kidney doctor. I got a new doctor. Mine, I was going to a nurse practitioner. I'm actually going to a doctor now. They actually took me off some of my blood pressure pills. He said they was over medicating me like I thought they were. And but I got a bad eating habit, so most of my problem is me. I don't drink water. I drink Mountain Dew all day. I like my sweets, but I got to test my blood. I'm supposed to, but I haven't done that in months. But I got sick last week, and I went to the doctor, and they told me I was dehydrated, and my blood sugar was way over 300. But the day before, I'd ate half a gallon of ice cream, and I had three apple turn not apple. I call them bear claws, but they was some kind of pastry, and so I had a lot of sweets the day before. So it's my fault. I can't blame nobody for mine. But it is really hard to eat out here on the road. And then I've got lazy. I don't exercise. So if anybody's listening, young and able to move around, keep doing it because you'll pay for it sooner or later. And it sucks getting old when you're not in shape. like Miss Rita. She's older than I am. Hi, Cheryl. Man, that's beautiful quilt you're making, or that one you did counted all the stitches on. That was really pretty. One of the days I get home, I want to pull the bedspread out that my mom made. It's crocheted, but it's a small thread, Cheryl. It's got roses on it. It's got blocks, like you guys make your blocks. And then she sewed all these blocks together. But it fit on a over a full size bed. It took her years to make it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's an Afghan. Yeah, it's pretty. I like them. My mom used to make some of those too at the, but she made me the. She was going to make all one. There's five of us kids, and she was going to make all of us one, but she only got mine done. Hey, Verna, what are we having, Verna? Oatmeal with raisins. Yeah, my mom was quite the craftsman. She would take that crochet material you're doing, Cheryl, and she'd make these. They look like cowboy hats that you hang them on your mirrors. And I'd take them around different truck stops, and they would sell them for her. There's one out there in New Mexico. They used to buy a bunch of them. There's a hat and boot, Western store, and they'd take two or three dozen every time they'd sell her for. But they look like a cowboy hat, but like it's not an air freshener, but you hang it on your mirror of your car. And my mom did too, especially after my dad died. That's all she did was sit around and sew, making something. Easter time, she'd crochet and make these little deals, goes on in plastic eggs, look like rabbits. With that fine thread stuff, she used to make everybody when they was getting married, she sold them or give them to people their heart pillows. But is this a straight one color fabric for that stuffed pillow? But she would crochet a, I don't know what you call it, like a spread over top of it. You slide inside the pillow and then put ribbons around each one of them. It was for the, like that. Hey, Joe, it was for the rings. Put the ring pillow, and she would make everybody one. Yeah, Berta, I thought you went on Saturdays. I didn't know if you still were or not. There's the no fisherman, Rustic. We was just talking about you, me and Ernie, Rustic. You need to go back to your other fishing hole. Rustic, sorry for saying that one name on your channel yesterday. I didn't know you weren't speaking to them. I knew you weren't speaking to somebody, but I didn't know you weren't speaking to them. Well, Cheryl, let's don't let the Jake breaks hit us. Just keep it rolling today. We're coming into Wichita Falls, Texas. I was in the Air Force here, school. They always call this the armpit of Texas. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Well, chat's going too fast for me. Rhonda has a pit stop. I think she had to go pee. I better slow down. I might get a ticket through here. But Cheryl, Rustic's a Missourian too. He lives down in the Boot Hill. He does a lot of videos fishing. He lives down there by Sykeston area. Joe, I hate to say this, but if you want to come up, you can come up. Then I can aggravate you in person or face to face or something, however that goes. Rustic, when I first started YouTube, is one of the guys that helped me get started. He shouted me out. He helps a lot of people, but he'd shout me out, come on my lives and talk when I do 4 or 5 hour lives every day. And Rustic helped me out a lot. I'm not mean. Joe's my favorite turd. I wouldn't shit her. Joe's supposed to be working though. She's been 2 years cleaning her room, her craft room. Now, if you go to that one fishing hole where you caught what 20 some carp, you do really good there. Especially if I can't remember that girl's name that goes with you, Rustic. I went blank on that. But when she's there, or even by yourself there in that one fishing hole, you do really good. Seems like though when you go to the river, you don't have very good luck. And I never had no luck either. Thank you, Cheryl. CV, Verna, I got some people like me. Not many, but I got a few. Up here on the left, when I was in the Air Force up here in school, we went to school real early, like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, your granddaughter. I couldn't think of her name though, but she likes going out. That's nice to have somebody. I don't get to see any of my grandkids, and I wish I did, so I could go do things like that. But when I was stationed here, there's an old Long John Silver building over there on the left. I was a fry cook here of an evening. Oh, did you? It always never fails after you turn the camera off. Like I was on Rita's live the other day coming down out of Kansas in Oklahoma City, and nothing was happening driving down the road. Rita closed the live down, and I didn't go 10 miles, and there's a great big grass fire. I mean, it was probably over a half mile long grass fire in a medium. The smoke was so bad you couldn't see, and Rustic, are you down on that wing challenge too, like Ernie? Hey, John. Good morning. All right, Verna. There's a high-priced taxi in front of me. It's only a one-way trip. Man, he's going down the road too. Go over and get behind him. That hurts to run. I'm running 78. He's pulling away from me. That's my kind of hearse driver. Hurry up and get you there. Rustic, that first stop sign when you left the house yesterday, you didn't stop. I seen it. Watch the replay. You rode right through it. I got on video. What time is this wing contest, guys, and whose channel is it going to be on? Or who's hosting it? At 5 o'clock on Chelsea? All right. I should be parked by then. Rusty can come up if you want. You guys got anything to tell other people about it? Or Ernie, you can come up too. Shannon loves John Wayne too. Oh, shoot. Butler Family Farms. Hey, Jerry. Jerry, I tried to talk to you about a week ago, and I lost your number. I got a new phone. I don't have everybody's numbers no more. I got a box in the mail from you guys. Did you send it to the wrong address? It was like some soap, and or you or you was trying to think I stink, which I do. Yeah, it has some air freshener things in it. I forget what all's in it now, but I was gone. Shannon told me how'd I win it. That's what it said. It was a win, but I don't remember entering anything. Morning, Shannon. Nope. I'm on the way to Guymon. Oh, okay, Jerry. I don't remember winning. Most time when I win, I give the stuff to somebody else. No, the lady when I was babysitting that trailer yesterday, she showed up. I think it was about 3 o'clock finally. She's interested in buying my truck. She don't have the money, but she wants to buy the truck. But she's kind of a crazy nut old woman. Got a dog in her truck. I got tired. I watched a couple videos, and but about I don't know 5 o'clock I laid down, and I woke back up about 8:39. Got up, did my pills, and put that together, and went back to bed. I was going to get up at 3, but alarm went off. I just couldn't move, so I waited till 5 o'clock. The Pete, one of them driving. She says she's got a friend to go to talk to him about it. She kind of, I guess, lives in the truck with her dog. Well, she wanted the Pete, didn't want the KW. The guy who was babysitting trailer, he wanted the Pete too. Wanted to know if I'd take payments on it. I told him I couldn't. Shannon Cheryl lives down there by Helen. Morning, Early.
Morning. Yeah, the wing contest entry is closed up. They did that last night at 8 on Stan's channel. Eric B's doing it for the community to help feed the community down there in Carolina. I guess from all the hurricanes and all that. But He's looking for sponsors. You can either sponsor by the wing or by the person. He's already got one guy that's doing $1 per wing,
Oh
and
wow.
it really didn't. It doesn't matter, if they ate 4 or 5 wings or 100. It's all going to a good cause. It's at 5
Yep.
p.m. 5 p.m. on Brian B's channel, but Rhonda is hosting it on Chrissy Brown's Uptown Chrissy Brown's channel and Two Stances channel. So they got 3 channels. They got so many people on them.
I should be parked up here at Guymon by then. I think I should be up there by noon, so I'll be there.
Yeah, I miss driving truck.
Anything we can do to help the people in Carolina, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's like I told her, man. I wish she would have bought smaller wings. Lord, man, these are dinosaur wings. They're every bit over an inch thick and 3 inches long or better.
Wow.
They're monstrous, man. I got a 10-pound bag. I didn't know how big they was until after we got home. I said, "You're trying to kill me."
Sounds like it. You should have looked at the little packages.
Well, these wasn't cheap. I mean, I'm kind of shocked they're as big as they are. They're $30 for 10 pound at Sam's Club.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, like I was saying a little bit ago, wings used to be a throwaway product of chicken. People
Yeah.
just cut them off, throw them away. Now it's a big business, and they cost more than some of the thighs do.
Well, look at the old salt pork in the squares, man. It was a buck or so, Now it's like $5, $6 for a little square, and your ham hocks, they're $7, $8 for 3 or 4 of them, and they ain't got no meat on them.
Nope.
I feel sorry for them hogs. They look
No,
like
it's
they're
getting
starving.
ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad I'm starting to feel I can do a little bit. I can't do a whole lot at one time, but if I'm like this next year, I'll have my garden in.
Yeah, we didn't even have a garden this year. Shannon has been so tired, her hours that she works, that there was no way I'm not home enough, and she didn't plant anything this year. She got some pumpkins that are growing that were from pumpkins last year, but that's the only things in the deal. I don't think your strawberries even kept going. But
I wish I could grow strawberries, but
what
I
I
think the
did for
packet I
her,
bought was
we got
bad.
a bunch of the old water tanks for the livestock that had rust holes in them, and then I
Yeah.
poked more holes in them. And then all the compost that we get from all the goats and horses and chickens, we make very big piles of it, and I filled all of them up with. I think she got 7 or 8 of them out there. They're the big
Wow.
stock tanks, and we filled them up so they're a raised bed, so you don't have to bend over and everything.
Yeah. That does help, buddy. I've seen people calling themselves doing a raised bed, and the only thing they're doing is putting boards on the ground and putting dirt in it.
Yep.
Raised beds where you don't have to bend over. If I'm gonna have to bend over for, 6 inches of raised up dirt, I might as well just
Hey,
plant it
Paula.
in the regular ground. Oh, Paula, how you doing, girl? Hope you're doing real good.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier on us old folks having a raised bed.
That's what I'm doing next year. I'm gonna put me one about 5 foot off the ground, build me a box about maybe 4 inches deep. I think it's deep enough for lettuce and green onions.
Yeah. What you can do, I don't know if you've watched any of the videos. I've been watching videos of people doing raised beds, but they'll put like sticks and logs in the bottom
Uh-huh.
and mulch. That way the water has a way to just, go through, but then you don't have to have so much dirt.
Yeah, what I was gonna do is put in rabbit wire on the bottom and some of that garden fiber cloth on top of that. That way the dirt don't fall through it, and it would drain real good.
Yeah.
With me only going 4 inches, I mean, I could put a layer of mulch in it and it wouldn't hurt it. It might help
No.
it.
And it keeps the moisture in the ground too, they say.
Yeah. I know, used to have big old pile, where they chipped trees. They brought a big truckload of it and dumped over here, and it took me forever to get that down, man. But I put it around everything I had, and it seemed like everything done good. Even throwed some in the garden.
There's a chance that it even, we're putting that stuff in the bottom, it even composts itself too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I miss driving truck. I miss the
hey,
money.
Backlash,
Backlash, hey, good morning.
well, go. We're not stopping you. No, just sit back and ride.
That's right. You got a diaper on.
You got to depend.
Yeah. It depends on where he really has to go or not. Suck on your thumb. Yeah, Chrissy and them was up late last night, ratchet jawing on the phone and stuff about this tournament. I think she got to bed around 12, maybe. Might have been later than that. I don't know.
I died. I actually got some really good sleep last night. It's hard to regulate the temperature in this truck. It's either
Yep.
cold or hot, and I got it just right last night for a change.
Yeah, it's hard to get that bunk heater going right and cab. It's just I don't know. It's different. It's different than
Yeah.
being at home. Be right back.
We were until you got here, Backlash. Backlash, are you getting in the chicken wing contest today? You're out there in the Carolinas. You ought to be involved in that. Dang, everybody's cooking breakfast. It's almost noon. Oh, uh, at 5 o'clock today. They're having a chicken wing eating contest. They're a bunch of the channels. Ernie's doing it. Eric B is hosting it, and they're having a contest, and they're getting people to try to sponsor it, and they giving the proceeds helping out the people there in North Carolina. Yeah, check out Eric B's channel. I think he's got it all on his. Hi, Coastal and Panda, if you're there. You felt a little bit blue this morning, huh? Oh, when you're doing the work, they disappear, huh? I do that when I'm home too. Yeah, Joe, it works. You can also take that bale of straw and plant your potatoes in it. Shannon's done this. Put your potatoes in that straw bale, and you can just put it down inside there, and you'll have clean potatoes, no dirt on your potatoes. Yeah, she takes a straw bale, no dirt, and just puts your potatoes in it, and they grow up. And then you just reach in and get your potatoes, and you don't have to worry about dirt on them, and it keeps the moisture in. We haven't done tomatoes. I guess about anything would work in a way.
I think I'm about halfway through the bag.
Are you guys barbecuing your wings or frying them?
Uh, I'd probably do a little barbecue, and depends on what Chrissy wants done. You know, she's gonna be eating dinner out. Some of them, well, the garlic parmesan's what I'm going to be doing on the contest, I guess.
Morning, Randy.
Good morning.
I'm gonna
I see your
fry my teeth.
ceiling.
Yeah. Then
At
came
least I
up
don't see your
faster.
ceiling fan.
That's true. Came up faster than Miss Rita's. I'll come
Well,
up
I'm
for a
faster
few
than she
minutes.
is.
Well,
I'm better than Rita. Just don't tell her I said so.
I'm not gonna tell her. I don't know nothing, Randy.
Cheryl said hi to you.
Hi, Cheryl. How you doing this morning?
Are you getting it all organized?
I am. I've. The only thing I really need to do is get what's left over off my ironing table. And it's good to go. I got to go to the pharmacy and pick up a couple things this morning, and then I'm going to do some work this afternoon. But like my brother had a doctor's appointment yesterday morning that I thought was on Monday, so that kind of ate up the day. But we're getting there, Randy. We're getting there. And I did some fabric wash this morning, so I'll be ready. But it just was looking like it was gonna fall over on me, and after 7-8 months waiting to move it, I got tired of looking at it.
Well, one good thing Halloween's almost over. You can take your mask off.
Thank you, thank you, Randy. I really appreciate that. I
I know it.
I know this isn't you're driving, but this I finally found some fabric to do some memorial angels for pets, and
Oh, okay.
I've been looking and looking. So
If you guys don't know
morning
Joan, some of you are new
white
here.
shoulders.
Joan does a lot of craft work. She makes angels for people that are out of fabric. They're really pretty angels. She does a lot of different crafts.
And I bake and I repair things, and you never
And
know
she
what I
travels
might
around.
do.
She's been to almost all the states too.
Yeah, I'm missing two, but that was when I had two legs, Randy. But I did for the first time in 25 years.
Well, you ought to be able to get halfway around now the world.
Was the But this is in the first part of September for the first time in 25 years. I made a road trip to Chattanooga
Oh,
and then
yeah, I
came
remember
back,
that one.
and
Yeah.
that was amazing because 6 months before that, I wouldn't have thought that was possible to do a week and be able to go. And I went up. I went up through North Carolina to Titta, Virginia, and then down through Tennessee, and then I ended up in Georgia for a little bit, and then back in Tennessee, across North Carolina, down into South Carolina, and then back into North Carolina, and then across to home. So I did a fair bit, you know.
Yeah,
It is
for
about,
just the first trip out after doing some stuff.
yeah. But I've been working. I've done 9 surgeries in the past 5 years, 4.5 years, and the last one was number 47, and all of them finally came together. And so hopefully.
Read the chat. Cheryl's got a message for you.
You're awesome, Joanna. Such an inspiration, man. Thank you very much, Cheryl. You know, Cheryl, this past Monday, I was ready to quiet quit. I was ready to just, surrender, put my butt in a chair, and just go to heck with everybody and everything. It had been a long 2 or 3 weeks. This bad hip was flaring again. And you know what? It's Randy and Miss Rita and you guys, and just praying, and I get back up and keep plugging. And but if I didn't, I don't think if I had my online community, it would have been as easy this time, because I'm getting older. But the caretaking and the hip and everything else just got to me. But it was
Linda,
these guys.
I can take you out of retirement. My truck needs cleaned now.
Yep.
You tell me where, I'll bring it over to you. Ernie was a driver. He knows what it's like to keep a truck clean.
Yeah, especially when you got a slip seat. Sometimes you're using some other truck, but mine was pretty much dedicated to West Virginia route. And every once in a while, a day guy would use the truck, but it wasn't often. And on vacation, I come back, I got to clean it all out. I do it all,
Yeah.
disinfect it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, John. I've been down for about 3 years, heart, 2 knees. And it's really rough, but I'm bullheaded and I thought about giving up, but I kept at it, kept at it, kept at it, and finally I'm back on my feet.
Well, Ernie, I'm glad to hear that. And that's the thing, is it's like a terrorist. If you give in to it, it will win and it will
Yep.
take over. It's like that mouse that comes and says, I just need a tiny little crumb to survive. And you give it
Yeah.
a crumb, and pretty soon you're giving it a cookie, and it's living in your pantry, eating
Mm-hmm.
all your food. And so I have a shirt that says, keep
Hi,
moving
Rita.
forward.
Yeah.
Morning, Rita. I have a shirt that says "Keep moving forward." You can crawl, you can cry, you can puke, you can but you got to keep moving, and that's it.
Yeah. If I go down, everything stops here.
Kind of almost like here. Sounds like here, Ernie. Because my brother works his butt off, but he can't take care of himself. And my sister now has Lewy body dementia, so she needs help.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a deer blind up to help put food in the house and
Hi,
do that
Rhonda.
and try to do inside work and outside work. It's hard. I mean, I get dizzy and stuff because I'm running on a little over half of my blood in my body. They don't know
Ooh,
where it's going yet.
I hope I'll be praying that they figure out where that's going to,
Thank you.
because part of it too is the not knowing.
Yeah.
My hip was good for the first time in 5 years. I went from a 7.8 and I was at a 4.5 for about 3 weeks, and then about 3 weeks ago, the muscles tightened up, and then 2 weeks ago they were talking about it being unstable and probably having to do a fist surgery on it, and I'm like, I can't. And the X-ray tech was out, so Thursday I finally told my shoulder doc, take an X-ray. You used to do hips. He not only took an X-ray but looked at it, and he says everything's stable. You didn't destabilize that half artificial hip. Everything's in place. You didn't refracture where they broke it during surgery, the femoral neck where they broke. He says it's all muscle. It's just taking a long time. And I said, and he says, you have to remember you have psoriatic arthritis and osteoarthritis. And I said, that took 10,000 pounds off my shoulders.
Yeah.
So, morning, Miss Rita. Morning, Rhonda.
Morning, ladies.
Rhonda,
Rita,
you be safe out there.
Rita, you said you're having friends over. I'm going to find out if they're a real friend. Are you sharing your ice cream with them? If they're not getting no ice cream, they're not a friend. There's one of the ladies gets homemade ice cream and sends Rita, and she don't share with nobody.
She didn't even share with the husband, I don't think. I don't even think he got a taste.
Cheryl, what's on? Has John Wayne got a marathon or something on today?
No, but I can guarantee you after the wing eating contest, there's going to be a lot of guys going to be drinking a bottle of stuff and having a marathon.
Yep. No ice cream
Rita,
for them.
but I've known him since we were kids. Well, it's nice to meet a new crew of people. And Cheryl, thank you. The only reason why I'm able to do in the end what I do is because of God.
That's right.
He keeps me going. And I'm just going to flat out say it. I lost my leg. I fought 2 years to save it from the negligence this guy did. And in May of 2001, I lost my leg. And I couldn't wear a prosthetic. So that's part of where I'm at is I'm pushing 60 and all my joints are going, I hate you. And that hip has hated me since the day I was born. So, but there's so much you can do. When you go to the doctor and he goes, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Because, I had this hip doctor come in for 3 minutes, drove 4 hours there and 5 hours back. Spent 5 minutes with me and came in and says, there's nothing I can do. You can go get a second opinion, but since I'm the best in North Carolina and one of the best, they're going to all tell you the same thing. After 3 years of looking, the next year, I found a doctor that specialized in messed up hips, and he at least fixed the mechanical problems. There was something they could do.
Yeah.
I dislocated this collarbone in my sleep in October of 2019. Almost impossible to do. And the first doc I saw at Duke, which again is 4 hours each way at least, he came back after the second visit and says, it's not easy. He says, you just need to face the facts, give up, surrender, stop fighting, and put your butt in a chair. It's no big deal. I got pissed. I found another doc at Chapel Hill. He fixed it. So, and a lot of the sad thing is, a lot of people will look at these good doctors that are top of their field and go, well, he says, there's nothing, and it's like, you know what? If you don't have the skill and expertise to fix it, then just say, I can't do it. Don't kill somebody's hope. But take it from me, there are answers out there. I mean, they're going to put cadaver bone gravel in my back, in my L4 and 5 to stabilize it so I don't have to have surgery on it to try and unpinch the nerves. I mean, who would have thunk, even 5-10 years ago, that they could have ground up this cadaver bone and mixed it with growth stimulant and some stuff from my blood and took it into my L4 and L5 to stabilize it to give me more time before having to do what I did with my neck. But I have a doc who doesn't give up. So,
John, I got a question for you, a personal
sir.
question.
Sure.
I've been called out by a few people that I aggravate you too much because of your disability. I don't think you have a disability. You're a person, so I treat you the same as I do anybody else. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong, Randy. You are fine.
Okay.
You're
Now it's on video.
Yes. No, Randy, sometimes you're picking and you're playing is what helps me, because it gets me to laughing, and it's like what if my brothers were brothers would do. And no, my 3 adopted nephews, they put the year after I lost my teeth, they put toothbrushes and dental floss in my Christmas stocking to see
I
what
like
I
them
would
guys.
do.
I like them
And
guys.
and over the years, they have found shirts and socks and all kinds of things that have a gingerbread cookie man with a broken leg, with it missing a leg, and it goes, oh snap, and they sneak that, and we laugh, and their mother is mortified, but to me, it's like this, we laugh, and it's like, no, um, that I would miss it if you did not just kind of
I
treat
don't.
me as
If
anybody
somebody's
else.
got a disability, I don't treat them like they got a disability. I aggravate
Yeah.
them, try to bring their spirits up. You know.
You know what? I'm missing my leg. I'm not missing my brain. I'm not missing
Yeah.
my emotions
Well,
or anything
I
else.
think there's a panel checking on that.
Yeah, they probably are, Randy. But I guess for me, I'm not overly sensitive. It's like I was in Chick-fil-A after I took care of my brother yesterday. I went to Chick-fil-A because I could get breakfast. And there was this toddler, and as I walked to get a couple extra napkins, his eyes were this big, and he was staring, and his mom kept, and I stopped, and I did like a one-legged dance, and then I stood on my one leg for a minute, and I said, I bet you've never seen that before. And he smiled real big, and I engaged with him, and she had this shocked look, and I said, listen, he's probably never seen anything like this. I appreciate his honesty.
There's a really cute video. There's a girl, an older woman, that doesn't have her arm about her elbow down,
Yeah,
and there's a little boy, and a little boy is there, and she walks up to it, and he's never been around nobody like him, and they communicated easier.
Mhm. Oh, when I went up this
Ernie says the panel's out to lunch for him.
when I went up to Skytop Orchard, they had and this is near, oh crap, Henderson, North Carolina. It's about 25 minutes from Henderson, North Carolina. In early September, they had 2 busloads of kids. They were mostly Latino, and that kind of thing. Probably 6 to 8 year olds. And I come away from getting my fresh apple cider donuts, and there's these two kids leaning against the wagon staring at me. And I said hello, and we had a conversation. They asked me about my leg. Where was my leg? And did it hurt? And one boy says, I feel bad for you. And the other boy, and we just had like a 5 minute conversation. And I looked at the boy that was left standing there, and I said, you use your cochlear implants to hear, and that just makes you special and different. I said, that doesn't, and I said, and it helps you. I use my crutches. And and I turned and I noticed that their teacher or monitor was watching, and she came over and she says, thank you for being kind enough to educate them, to speak with them. And I said, no problem. You
Yeah,
know,
there is some people that don't like talking about it, and I understand
oh, I
that.
know. Oh, and I
I got a
understand and I
question.
get
I've
that.
heard when you lose a limb, sometimes, like, I don't have my teeth now either. I've been waiting a year to get my teeth. I have sometimes when I'm asleep or what, I'll get a toothache, and I don't even have a tooth there no more.
Yeah.
Do you feel pains in your leg sometimes?
It's called phantom pain, and
Yeah.
I get some, but I was very blessed that the only thing this idiot pain management doctor did 6 months after my amputation was, he said, are you getting phantom pain? And I said, yes. He says, well, there's a nerve bundle on the inside bottom of your stump, and he said, when they cut it off, that's where all the nerves come together, and it freaks out. And he says, I
Oh.
can do something. He says, I can give you a shot to help it relax, and that should help. And he says, and then come back in a couple months if need be and do it again. So he did 2 or 3 rounds of that in that nerve. And that has, over the years, kept my phantom pain from being constant or daily. When I had my hip replacement on that side, I had, for about 6 weeks, I had bad phantom pain again. But I ran into somebody who had knowledge, and because he helped that nerve bundle relax and kind of accept that it was gone, it changed my life. But every once in a while, I'll be standing there and I'll go, and Deb go, what? And I go, I'll go, my non-foot itches, or I have a cramp in my calf, my non-calf, and it's like you can't do anything. And every once in a while, right before I lost my last 8 teeth a week before I lost my leg in 2001. Every once in a while, I would get phantom
I do on my teeth once in a
pain.
while. Now, my dad, he didn't lose his leg, but he had a really bad surgery on it. He broke his leg by his hip,
Yeah,
and he had pins and bars in it. Now, he could tell when the weather was changing.
yeah.
You know, you
Because
could look outside, it'd be nice. He said, yeah, it's going to rain this afternoon. And you'd look out, well, and his leg would tell him when the weather was changing.
4 days, Randy. I can tell when rain's coming in now, 4 days out, with about a 93% accuracy. And I can tell you if it's cold rain, if it's spring rain, if it's snow, if it's sleet, because it all hurts different.
Yep,
And it does.
that's what my dad said.
It doesn't matter if it's 15, 30 minutes of rain or if it's an all-day rain, because it changes the barometric pressure.
Yeah.
But, and one thing that I was wondering, that, when I first became an amputee, I was so tired getting around. And about a year in, the guy who created shock trauma out of Johns Hopkins, I was watching one of these live in an ER, and this guy came in from a car accident and was going to lose his leg above the knee. And he stopped after everything and do the summary, and he says, we have researched, and above the knee amputees use 50% more energy to do everything, to walk, to maneuver. And he says, so he says, I can't imagine if somebody had to lose part of another limb. But he says, we do know from extensive research that above the knee amputees use 50% more energy than two-legged people to do their activities. And I thought, no wonder I get tired. And you adapt.
Oh,
You adapt.
Cheryl had her hip done. She can tell
Yeah.
too.
You know, Cheryl, my a year and a half, excuse me, a year and a half after they put my half hip in, my shoulder doc told me it's a bipolar implant. And I thought, I looked at him and I said, that's appropriate because it's been manic for a year and a half. Can you tell it to go depressive so it's quit hurting and quit kicking a fuss? And he looked at me and then he started laughing and he says, only you. But see, I've known him for 14 years. He's carved on me 5 times. But
Yeah, Kelly, if Shannon comes back, maybe she'll come live and show her dining room. We got John Wayne stuff all over our dining room.
so
She's like you. She's like you and Cheryl. She loves
yeah,
John Wayne.
my sister, there's a few of his movies I really like, but my chosen sister Deb, she really likes his movies. So yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that migraines. Did you tell? I guess so. It's
yeah,
in your head there. The pressures.
and thankfully for a lot of migraine, not all. By the time you hit between your 30s and the 40s, they go down, but that's not always true. Mine did start decreasing in my early 40s, but it took. I started with my migraines when I was 11. Just turned 11, I had my first one. And when I was 51, I found a medication that helped.
That's a
That
good idea, Kelly. We'll have a John Wayne party.
There you go. You know,
Everybody can tell their favorite stories about John Wayne.
I saw some John Wayne fabric.
We actually
So
have been going to go. Shannon's not in here now, so I can say this. We've been going to go up to John Wayne's house. It's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from us.
cool.
But every time we make an appointment to go up there to the museum, something happens. But his house is in Iowa, just straight north of us. And we've been going to go, and we just have never made it.
Well, you know, when the time is perfect, you're going to get there and it's going to be. Kelly, I'm going to say something here, Randy. Kelly, I'm sorry that you've had migraines. You know, they're not an easy thing to deal with. And the blessing and the curse for me is when I had my first migraine, my mother, I woke her up because I woke up with it before school, and she rolled over and opened one eye and said, I'm not going to listen to that hogwash trying to get out of going to school. Go down and get an aspirin and get to school. The next day, I told her it was just as bad and I needed help, and she said, hogwash, you're making up stories. And she didn't even roll over, didn't even open her eyes. And 4 days later, this one lasted 4 days, it finally subsided. And the next one, I didn't even bother, which was like 8 days later, and it was 3 days. But, so, yeah, she should have listened, and I didn't get help with my migraines until, started getting help 8 years later. But, here's how God used it. What the enemy meant for evil. I learned how to work. I could go to school. I could do homework. I could take care of my baby brother. I could work, you know, do things that I needed to do for Dad in the church, in the congregation, in the church. And people did not know I had a migraine. It helped me build up a tolerance, and it helped me continue functioning through very difficult times because I get the light sensitivity, the sound sensitivity, the nausea, and then so, you know, and a lot of people don't understand, but when I was 23, I figured out that caffeine triggered my migraines. Was one of the triggers. Stress and caffeine, no other foods, which is unusual because usually
All right,
caffeine
Ernie.
helps. Usually
We'll
caffeine
see you
helps,
tonight.
but and it took me two years to wean off. But yeah, I feel for you, Kelly. So I'm gonna
Cheryl and
shut up now,
Kelly,
Randy.
we need to have a meetup at John Wayne's house one
You do?
weekend. Have a collab. We can just all meet at John Wayne's Museum. Ernie, I don't know that movie. I've been trying to think.
um. Oh, Cheryl, you're collecting John Wayne fabric to make you a quilt. If I see some, I'll snag some up for you because I saw some recently. I just have to remember where. And then when I was in Flagstaff last year, they had some panels and stuff. You can go online. It's Odie. Oh gosh, I'll look it up. It's Odie something, but they were very, very nice. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah. Mine when I was in high school, I would have about 12 days a month where I had a migraine, and yeah. So, and usually they lasted 3 to 4 days at a time. So, yeah, they can, but at least they're getting better treatments and better understanding. Now, where are you guys going to go so you're no longer in the way? But I thank you, Randy, for letting me pop up.
Yep, no problem.
And you're in Texas?
Yep. Head up to Oklahoma.
Deb's second grandson, my chosen nephew, he drives truck when he wants to. He'll go out and drive for a year and a half or 2 years, and then build up his account. He's single, in his 20s, and then he'll get lonely and bored, and he'll come home, live off of that, do some odd jobs, have some fun, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm off, I'm going trucking again.
Yeah, Kelly, you're right. Migraines are. My sister had migraines really bad, and she took her life last year.
Oh, I'm sorry, Randy, I did not know that. Yeah, no, pain, any kind of pain is no joke, and it's all individual. It's all individual. It can drive you insane. Cheryl says, I don't want a spanking by John like Maureen got. Yeah.
Why not? You probably deserve it.
I'm sorry that they could not get her help, Randy. I really
That
am.
was one of the best scenes when she got her spanking.
I've been close sometimes, years ago, when I was going stuff with my knee. Kelly, we don't. Someone's broken toe is another person's broken femur. And I know it sounds crazy, but my sister having cataract surgery was as difficult and traumatic to her as me having my neck fixed, where they had to take a piece of my arse and put it in my neck because she had not experienced it. And we just and you can't quantify it. And pain isn't a singular thing. It affects your sleep. It affects your appetite. It affects your mood. It affects your social activity. It affects all areas of your quality of life. So you can't just say, and some people have no pain tolerance, and don't get me started.
And there
Sorry,
are people
Randy.
out there. There are people out there that don't feel no pain at all. They've been burnt, broke their legs, whatever, and they don't feel no pain.
And that has a danger in of itself. I'll tell you this. I was in Michael's yesterday, and I was heading almost to the cash register, and this lady on a Mart cart she stopped and she says, "Oh my goodness, do you want this Smart Cart?" Now, she had no physical outward disability except for that she was large. And I said, "No, ma'am, I'm heading to the cash register. I just grabbed a couple things." "Are you sure?" She gets up to the cashier and I overhear talking. She has lung cancer, is going through chemotherapy, and got winded coming from her car to the door. And the cashier said, "Really? I wouldn't know to look at you." And I looked at the cashier and I said, "Not all illnesses and disabilities are visible." And I said, "It's a problem when people judge by what they see before, without investigating." And she says, "Well, I still feel bad you didn't take the cart from me." And I said, "No, ma'am, I would have felt bad if I would have taken the cart from you because I'm fine." So
Kelly, next week I'll try to do a live, and I'll title it "Invisible Pain." Deal. We'll see, and I'll do a live one day next week and try to
thank
do
you,
that.
thank you very much, Cheryl. I don't think I'm special. I just think I'm me, and I've just been through what I've been through, and it's taken a long time for me to pull my life together. And
I was going to ask you if you rode the short bus to school, but you probably walked to school back then in that one room schoolhouse, didn't you?
uh, it wasn't one room, but I started out by walking to school, and we had elementary and middle school. It was a spit town that my daddy got his first church in. It had one main road, you know, and and then when I got into the 5th grade, they opened up the new middle school just outside of town. So when I went to the 6th grade, I did have to ride the bus, but the problem was I actually was a gifted student, and they instead of recognizing that, they continued to stuff me in a box to dumb me down and to make me kind of conform, and that's part of what created. But yeah, I went through mental, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse growing up. I was bullied every day at school, every day,
I
kindergarten
know, I know
through
what the
high school.
PST is, Kelly, but another word I can't pronounce it. I'm not very
Agrogro-
good at words.
Agrographic times. Agrographic, is that the fear of going out? That may be the fear of like leaving your comfortable space. It's a phobia. Agoraphobia. I think that's where some people, they just
Kelly said yes.
don't want to leave their house, and sometimes they stay in their house and they get everything delivered or have somebody bring things to them for years, because it's very sad, because it's crippling and it's nothing that you can control. It's something.
I watched Bull while I was home last week when I was sick, and there was an episode where a kid lost his aunt, and he had that. He stayed in the apartment for 3 years, never
Yeah,
left it.
yeah. Yes, sometimes it's trauma based, and with the right help you can get through it. Getting medicines, they're getting better therapies, and sometimes you just need a darn miracle from God to get through and get answers. Either you can't get answers in the world, and sometimes you need a miracle to get those answers, but sometimes you just need a miracle from God. You need God to come in and go, "Okay, we're going to fix this. This is the root of what's going on." And then it's up to you to go, "Okay," or "No, thank you, I'm going to walk away." Kelly says, yeah, that's a really tough balance, because she said she loves to travel and meet people with stories,
Yeah,
but
that
it
would
could
be
take
hard then.
hours. It would take hours to see. And I'm an extreme extrovert. I have a near photographic memory, which is scary. That goes back to 2 years old. And so, and my dad, when he retired from accounting in the military, became a pastor, a minister. I was in missions for 10 years, so I could be, and he was a storyteller. I have his same personality. He basically raised me because my mother couldn't or wouldn't, actually wouldn't. And so I can be a talker. Randy knows that.
You're right, Kelly. I believe that. I've seen that.
It is.
There was more stuff going on in Catholic school than public school. It seemed like.
I didn't go to Catholic school.
I got a granddaughter for a while. I went to one, and some of the stuff that I've heard about.
Kelly, just one, I know it sounds cliche, but one day, one step at a time. You're making an effort. And maybe don't take such a big goal. Maybe just go, today I'm gonna go up to the corner gas station, and I'm gonna say that's enough for my body, that's enough for me, and consider that a triumph. And then another day tackle something else, and on a good day tackle more. Because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint to get through what you're going through. And and God will get you to the right places where you get the stories and the feeding for what you need for who you are around people. But sometimes we think we have to do a big chunk to go, we've met a goal, and somebody will be proud of us. And sometimes it's getting out of bed in the morning and going up to the gas station and getting gas.
Hey, I'm going to do a public safety announcement. Rodden, don't go to sleep listening to Joan. You're driving, girl.
No snoozing and cruising. Yeah. Kelly says definitely I have to treat it like alcohol. 31 years ago, I let go of that crutch that I fell into. Yet you were self-medicating. That's understandable. And hopefully you'll meet the right people at the right place that can continue to give you pieces of the puzzle, whether or not it be professional people or foolish people like me that kind of pop things into place. Joe says, my safety place is inside my small apartment selling. We all have comfortable places in our lives. And I think introverts have in some ways got the better deal because they don't need as much external stimuli as extroverts do. Kelly, someday we'll meet. We'll have this big long.
Well, Kelly, you can come up. You can come up.
Yeah.
Rhonda said, "Yeah, I got you." I just want to make sure you're awake, girl.
Oh, Rhonda has like the most soothing voice, and I love listening to her. She's like, she can cut through a storm like butter with that voice. She just has that. Talk about a voice. And you shouldn't be so shy, Rhonda. I really mean it.
I want Rhonda to come up and sing on my. She can sing too. I have Sarah doing it once in a while, but Rhonda can sing. Her family's all musicians and stuff, but she can sing. That girl's got some vocals.
17 miles to Texarkana, and she says that I do get sleepy. Rhonda, I want to hear you sing. I'm going to hold you to that now that I know. Kelly says, see here, we have a little support group going, just watching Randy sing scenery. Oh, sometimes, Rhonda, that last hour can be just the hardest because it seems to take forever.
You've got an hour to go, she said.
Oh, Kelly, you don't want to hear me sing. I stopped singing in the 9th grade when I used to sing in the choir. I used to be a first soprano, first chair, until I entered choir in ninth grade, and I got crushed, and I do not sing. I've played 5 or 6 instruments. I don't play right now. I just, no, you do not want to hear me sing. I will sing for myself in private, but I just can't. Nope, nope, nope,
Paul,
nope.
are you
I'm not
single?
one
I
of them.
don't know if you're single or not. We're trying to find a
Yeah.
man for Rhonda. Rhonda's looking for a man. Maybe while Rhonda's down that way, she can find her a man, bring back to Arkansas.
I thought you were gonna just in passing toss her the blow up man.
I'm going to try to get one for Christmas for her.
Cheryl, sometimes I have days like that. I mean, I can go into a store planning to go to A to B and end up in a conversation like talking to those kids or cheering up that kid that was really upset at Michael's.
Oh,
or
shoot, Paul's
talking to the old
taken.
couple. Paul's taken. But there are days where it's like, I, there's too much stupid out there. There's too much mean out there. There's too much, no, and I get over it, but the world has changed in the last 10 or 15 years. But if we take all the light out of it, all that's left is that darkness. If somebody doesn't. So I take my times where I just hunker down in my little bunker here and with my dogs, because sometimes my dogs are better than most people I know. Most, not all Randy, not all Randy.
I understand. My wife's the same way. She doesn't like people, be around people, but she loves animals.
I love to be around people, Randy,
If there's an animal hurt,
but
she'll go take care of it. If there's a person standing there, you might get attention.
I'm. Well, I was an EMT and I was a CNA before I lost my leg. So you probably would get medical care just like I do vet care. But that's funny. Oh my gosh. We're all a mess. We're just all a mess in our own way. Well, Randy, you've helped start my day in a good way. I'm going to have to get going here pretty soon and go to
Well,
the
I like
pharmacy.
getting you kickstart. I'm not close enough to kick you, so I like to be able to do some help anyway.
Well, you have helped, and I really appreciate it because I was having trouble getting a little bit motivated this morning. And it's like, do I really have to go to the pharmacy? And I do because it's medicine for this hip to help reduce the inflammation. Short course. It took them a day and a half to get it in, but look at old Western people have
Yeah, Kelly,
I
that's
mean,
the way my wife is. She can be around the animals all day. That's what bugs her most time because she works nights now and she's not able to spend as much time with her animals.
there are always people like that in the world, Kelly. But it just seems like in the last 15 years, especially here in America, that not all, I mean, there's still a remnant and a good portion of our population, especially here in the South, that just plain lost their minds. And they lost the idea that there's rights with responsibilities, that it's not entitlement. And just some cray stuff going on. And it's probably cyclical. It's probably a cycle, hopefully. But we'll keep going. And one day Jesus will come back and go, nope, you don't have to do this no more. You ain't going to fit in that home. I tried hard, but you just ain't going to fit.
We're going to get wet today, looks like. It's getting dark up here.
I'm going to have to just redo you.
No, I'm not, Paul. I'm her least favorite. She gets mad when I'm home too long. If I'm there more than 3 days, I get on her nerves.
Well, true story. My chosen sister Deb took care of her mom for 16 years, almost. So she was gone 5 days a week during the day. And then all of a sudden, Nana passed the 11th of January 2020. She was gone cleaning out the house because her brother, who came in fresh and hadn't been through all hard stuff, her baby brother, she got home 2.5 weeks later, and then the pandemic hit. And here we were for the first time in years in the same space, in the same house, 24/7. And let me tell you what, it was an interesting time because we're totally opposite personalities. We have known each other since 1985. We've been sharing an abode, and then she got married again in 2005 and added another sibling to my family, but since 1993. But all of a sudden, after 16 years of her having her time, being here on lockdown, and her not being able to go off for a week or two like she had planned to get away to process everything. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there were times where I thought one of us or both of us would need bail money. So Cheryl says I get on my own nerves.
I could believe that. Kelly, yeah, I like the baby goat. I like all the goats too, but when we had the babies, when we first got goats, I would bring the babies in the house, in the kitchen, sit on the floor with them. They jump all over me. They're a blast. I sit out there in the barn with them, and they all got different personalities. They'll jump around, hop around. Oh, it's relaxing.
I love watching our chickens. Um, we have chickens out back, and we have we had two stray cats adopt us in 2009, the spring of 2019, and now we have about 10 or so, and we won't let them starve. And it's some of them are semi-feral, but they come and go. But yeah, animals are.
I do that too, Paul. I get irritated at myself. Just stop talking to me. Yeah, the chickens do too. Shannon got rid of my chickens. I don't know what they were called. She's out feeding, I think, right now. But they were real little. But man, they act like they were 10 foot tall and bulletproof. They would flock her, and they had pretty good spurs or whatever. But they would come in, and I'd fight with them. They'd jump at me. I used to wrestle with the. They're maybe 6 inches tall. I forget they're brown. I forget what kind they were, but man, they
They're
were mean little things.
they're called bantams,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
and sometimes bantams can be like a little dachshund. My 14-pound dachshund will go up against a Rottweiler if you gave him a chance, thinking that he's bigger. And it's like that Rottweiler will eat you in one bite, son.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're bantams, and bantams have a whole different, especially roosters. They can get ornery.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had three of the roosters, man. They were fun to play with. Shannon kind of downsized her chickens. I don't know how many she got left now. She did really good sale last month. She took 10 chickens over. Well, 9 chickens and one rooster, and it was $260 out of 10 chickens.
Wow, that's good. That's real good.
I don't like them that way, Paul. I'm not a chicken eater. I eat chicken once in a while, but it's got to be prepared this way or whatever. But I don't really care for chicken that much. Now
Good.
Shannon, she can have it every meal.
Oh, no, no, no. Chicken needs to be eaten in moderation. Beef needs to be eaten often. And you need to have some ham in there, some ham and bacon, and
Paul, the
some
five
pulled pork.
o'clock today, check out Eric B's channel. They're
Okay.
having a chicken wing contest, eating chicken wings. I think it's at 5 o'clock on Eric B or Ernie's wife Chelsea Brown's channel.
I'm here, Randy. I'm just looking for something.
Eric B or Chelsea Brown. I'm driving right now. I can't share their channels out, but Eric B's putting it on. It's a deal. He's trying to get sponsors, and the money is all going to go on to help people in North Carolina. Yeah, it's mostly on the fishing community.
And I'm gonna tell you, I know I live in coastal Carolina, but this is God's country, and this is the first place I was ever homesick. And as an adult, and I was almost 40 years old, Western Carolina is part of my heart, and I'm thankful for helping take care of my people over there. And it's true, Kelly. There is negative for us to learn. I think if we let it, what suffering and tribulations and trials, negative people does is it squeezes out the stuff that needs to be squeezed out. If we let it, so that we become better people. But these are the angels. This is just a sample. These are the angels, and her wings have popped. They should be down like. But these are a sample, and they have a little pocket. Tuck a little something in it, a note or a gift card or something. But I'm getting ready to put out a bunch. But those are the angels, and this wood comes from Jerusalem, and it's handcrafted in Bethlehem by a group of, I think it's 6, 7 families. They're artisans, and they harvest the olive wood. They don't cut down trees; they harvest it and bring it in from Jerusalem and the surrounding area, and then they make beautiful from it. But working on that. Susan says I'm more of a Pollyanna than Eeyore. My nickname has always been Eeyore. Surprisingly. Oh, chicken legs and turnip greens. Kelly, yeah.
Shannon made some chicken enchiladas. They were good. I had them for a couple of days.
Kelly, this is fabric. So I sew a panel together. And then put a backing piece of fabric on it that you'll see in the pocket, and then I fold it up. Insert a little wooden head and fold it up, and then I leave an opening in the side so that something can be tucked inside. Little candy, little cash, little note. And that's what I'm excited about this, because I'm going to make some pet memorial angels, because I think some people would like them, but I couldn't find a good fabric that didn't have a black background. And I didn't like that all the bones with Christmas and paws were black backgrounds. So yeah.
You said it's a memorial. You could put a dead president in a pocket.
Exactly.
Like a $20 bill.
Mm-hmm. Somebody could put a couple hundreds in mine.
Yeah.
I'd be like dancing all the way to the moon. So, but that's one project I'm working on. But I also I need to make. Deb wants some homemade pound cake and some oatmeal cookies and some peanut butter cookies and some banana nut bread and some zucchini bread. So I also have to hit the kitchen soon. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. My friend at Walgreens in early September said, I need something for Christmas. Are you making anything? And I listed off some things. She said, because I want to save up. And I said, and she said, can you find something with angels? And I remembered that about a year before I had seen these. And so then I came back the next week and I said, how about these? And she says, that's perfect, boo. I knew you could figure something out for me. And they've gotten very popular. But my area, because of the last few years, was just a disaster. And I'm trying to work on getting a channel going. But Randy, it looks good. It's starting to look good in here. I don't feel like it's closing in on me. I know
Yeah,
it still
you
looks,
can walk around anyway. Looks like now.
yes, and it doesn't look like a natural disaster. The little mat that my chair rolls on, isn't. It was 27 years old, and I couldn't move my chair, and I can't, and my brother got me a new one. I didn't think I need to shift it over a little. So it's so now I can get in here. I've rested up. My hips doing better, thankfully. So now this week coming up, and
Read that
I've
name
only
for me, Jonah. I can't. There's
it's
a new one.
Seymour Cannabis. Randy
Oh.
Cheers
Welcome in.
at R.E. Smith and Joanna Jennings.
Welcome in. Good morning. You might be one of the Filipino friends. I'm not sure. I got a lot of Filipino friends.
Well, that's cool. I like how you do this. PSV says, what are you going to
I'm
Guymon
deadheading,
for?
Paul. Believe it or not, I was at Terrell, Texas, and I'm deadheading all the way to Guymon to pick a load up. 550 mile.
Wow.
They had no loads around Dallas. I had to babysit a trailer for a guy yesterday, so another truck came and repowered it. But they're having me deadhead 550 miles to get a load of meat. Ridiculous, huh? Think around Dallas, Fort Worth, they could find a load, but they said there were no loads.
That's not a small area. You would think they could find something, even a bag of
Yeah.
potato chips to make your trip
Wow.
worth it. It was just you, Randy. They were picking on you. They were hiding them for somebody else.
Yep. Well, what it goes there, where I'm leased to now, they work for a affiliated grocery store, and they have a
Uh,
lot of trucks that are dedicated bringing freight to out of Amarillo. That's where they're out of, and they bring a lot of loads to Dallas and Houston, and they have certain loads they use them guys to bring back up this way, and they don't like giving it to the outside trucks sometimes. If they need help, then they'll have us pull one of them, but most of the time we get screwed.
that's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, Shannon was telling me about that. There's a lot of recalls on meat for I forget who they was. She telling me the other day about it. She seen that.
Yeah, I think it was chicken. It's not funny,
If you
but I
guys
think it
was
was chicken.
ever in a meat processing, it don't matter which meat processing plant. I've been in all of them. You probably
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't eat the food
No.
or any processing plant. I mean, now if it's animal dog food, I'd go in there and eat. They actually, if you drop the food for animals on the ground, it's a waste. It goes to the dump. We actually used to get the fat and feed it to our hogs because they would not sell it. If it got hit on the floor, they would not sell it. They have better standards for animals than they do for humans.
I I I
Yeah.
I would not doubt that, Randy, at all. Unfortunately. Are you like just shedding over here? Holy cow, how did they cut this thing? Sorry. My fur is shedding and I guess it's the way they cut it. And I'm tired of picking it up off the floor, but I haven't seen this before. They didn't clean it up before they rolled it up. Yeah.
And they got an overhead sign here. A seatbelt ticket is $1,200 through here.
Holy crap!
So I thought I better put mine on.
Yeah,
I don't have $1,200.
I think it's in Arizona. They have and it's literally called the stupid law. If you go around a barrier where it says flooded area, like you think you can make it down a dip in a road because that water doesn't need too deep and you have to get rescued. Under the stupid law, you have to pay every penny of the efforts to save your butt because you went around barriers, you ignore signs, and you thought you knew better. But they actually named it the stupid law
I like that.
to hold people, and they said actually it helped to knock some sense, not everybody, to knock some sense into some people that were going, oh, that water doesn't look so deep. I'm just going to scoot around these cones, or, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and try it. And then they incurred thousands of dollars for a rescue.
There's one of my trucks I'm passing.
Setting. All right, Randy, I'm going to knock off of here. I'm glad I caught you this morning, Randy.
Me too.
I love you. Don't
Pam
worry
saying
about
hi.
it.
Pam's saying hi to you.
Hi, Pam. Don't worry about it, Randy. You and I are cool. I don't care
All right.
what people say. Don't let them give them shit about you. You know.
I don't take it home.
Yeah.
There's another new name in here.
Cheryl. Oh, Carlotta. Carlotta has been on Rita's.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Carlotta's been on
Hi,
Rita's.
Carlotta.
Good morning, Carlotta. I recognize the name, which is surprising because names are my weakness. But, oh, Kelly, you're talking about the chicken and beef and the recalls. In early 2020, in the early stages of the pandemic, they were pouring out thousands of gallons of milk. They were bringing the truck in and sticking it in the drain, and it broke my heart because, and then within a couple of months, they were like, oh, we have a milk shortage. And it's like, there are places in the United States that milk could have been stored, either cold stored or frozen for the poor or whatever. I mean, I'm talking 120,000 gallons at a time of milk, fresh milk, because we got a glut. And it was like, it was maddening. It was maddening. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Carlotta. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Randy, you stay safe and you take care of yourself out there.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, rough road through this town. Oh, heck, I gotta turn. Come on, go on past me. I want to turn. I ought to stop and get fuel here. What is it? 30290. Yeah, I'm gonna get fuel. Guys, I'm gonna leave this run, but I'll be back. I'm gonna pull in here and get a little bit of fuel, so I don't have to push this thing. If we get somebody to pull up. It's only $2.99. I had guess $3.45 this morning. I only put it in a little bit so I could get up the road. All right, I'll be back shortly, guys. I'm not going to get that much fuel. And I'm back. I put 80 gallons on. Yeah, Cheryl lives in Missouri. Rhonda's made it to Texas. We got 200 miles to go to Oklahoma. And the brakes on this trailer is really touchy. Over here, Rhonda, this part of Texas looks like getting ready to storm. They need it. It's been really dry. My truck needs washed. Nope, just turned north on 83. I haven't been up this way. I usually go to Amarillo and go up, but GPS said it was shorter, so that's why I went in and got fuel, because I don't know where the fuel stops are up through here. You missed it, Shannon. Cheryl and Kelly are really John Wayne fans too. I told them we need to have a meetup up there at the John Wayne Museum one weekend. Westbound or down, keep on trucking. Rhonda's on the road. I don't know what. Oh, I don't know the way to John Wayne's Museum or up here to Amarillo. I've never been on this road, so if that's what you're talking about. I've got two GPSs on, so John Wayne Museum. I know about where it's at. Kelly lives north of it up in Iowa. Probably. I'll be able to see something different today. Bunch of dry pastures like the rest of the country down here. Yeah, I put 80 gallons in is all. I filled one tank. I can't put on too much fuel going up here. They always load us heavy, and there's a scale about 60 miles after I get loaded, so I got to be legal. If you're not doing nothing, you can come up and talk instead of typing. Rhonda's driving, so she can't. Cheryl's shy. I think she's probably talking to John Wayne now. She's doing something on John Wayne on her phone. Come on, get that thing over. I thought that's where you've been all this time. I told everybody you was doing chores. Kelly was talking about the goats earlier, and I thought you was doing chores. It's only 68 over here. It was a little bit cool out there putting fuel in. The winds are blowing. Oh, I forgot to put my seatbelt back on. I seen a sign going into town a while ago there, $1,200 for a seatbelt ticket. What's EMSIL? Oh, email. All right. There's a little bit of water in this waterway, but I guess it looks like it could flash flood through there, as big as it is. I'll bet Rita don't like this. Or look how flat this is and desolate. Well, there's a little bit of hill coming up. One cow over by herself. All the others are way over in the field. She's a loner. Must be a bear up here. Taking a half a tank. It ain't that far. What they got going on here? They got cows loose on the road or something? Oh, they're moving the equipment across the road. Had tires down to run it across the track. Gas is cheaper in Texas, Rhonda. I know diesel is anyway. That's why I went in and put some in mine. I told her, Cheryl, I think she might be gone now or she's doing something. Rhonda, it's a good idea to check your tires because there's a lot of people don't check their tires, and you waste a lot of gas having low tires because they got the right air pressure in them. You get better gas mileage. Shannon's pickup, it actually tells you the air pressure on them. It monitors it. You're done with the quilt, huh? Another one bites the dust. I wonder how many, the people that's on Rita's, how many quilts are made every year. Man, they've got to be in the hundreds, if not thousands. There's so many of you ladies that come in there that do quilts. $26 for you already this year. On average, how many bobbins of thread does it take to make a quilt? Probably depends on how many pieces are on it. I guess sewing them together, if it's bigger blocks, it wouldn't take as much, but that's a lot of thread. You got 4 more by Thanksgiving? Man, girl, that ain't very far away. We'll have a new president by that time. Three? Okay. Anybody listen or watch that deal at the Catholic deal that Trump went to the other day, that roasting deal? I don't know what it's called. Where they kind of joke about different things. There's some pretty good one-liners in there. Wow, that's a lot. I haven't bought no thread in a long time. I imagine it's went up in price too, like everything else. 3 big bobbins. Hmm. I was talking the other day. My mom used to do the bindings, I guess, what you call it, when you're putting the backs on the fronts or whatever. She hand tied that stuff, but she used a different string. It was a little bit thicker. I remember her sitting there for hours doing that. Do you guys buy them like in a bigger box of them? Is it cheaper that way? Since you guys use so much? You hand wind them? Hmm. Somebody talked about that the other day. Winding them up. They have a machine, I guess, does that too. Hey, Alvin. Any football today, Alvin? Oh, you do too. Yeah, he was talking about. I think Lisa was talking about it the other day. Yeah, I think my mom's sewing machine. She had it winded them for her. My mom used to do upholstery too. She had a upholstery shop for a while, and she had one of them big machines for upholstery, a sewing machine. Oh, got down to 35. Well, it's cool here in Texas today. It's only 65 here. It looks like it's gonna rain. I seen there was some snow in the high altitudes out that way, Alvin. They was on a Fox. I didn't see it. Fox is talking about it. A little bit of snow out there in the area. Oh, up on the ski slopes. Ladies, Alvin is a friend of mine. He's from Nevada. He's out there by the Reno area, so that's why we're talking about snow. He doesn't quilt, but his grandkids play football, and he goes fishing. Yeah, that's what it says around the house back in the 70s this week. We're not too far from Shamrock, Texas. Almost I-40. They get some really bad ice storms in this area. Oh, this lane's rough. I'm going to get back over here. Oh, valley was all fogged in, huh? It's kind of pretty when it fogs in down through that valley, though. If it ain't a real heavy fog where you can see still, but just covering the skyline, it's kind of pretty. Oh, you got one opening left on the chicken wing eating contest. This truck stop I'm going to be parked at, they don't sell chicken wings there. Right, enter it and get just a deal of 5 or 6 just to enter. Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, Alvin Ernie's in a contest today. I don't know if you know about it, but Eric B's putting on a chicken wing eating contest that's at 5 o'clock. All right. Thanks for coming in, Carlotta. If somebody comes in, Ernie, I'll tell them about it. I'll have them get a hold of you. My wife out in there, she loves chicken wings. Oh, yeah, but Ernie, you're frying up chickens, not chicken wings. Yours are almost like ostriches. Alvin's always trying to get us to a emu or ostrich farm, and that's what you bought. Yeah, me neither, Alvin. I'll eat a chicken wing once in a while, but I don't really care for them that much. They get all over, especially they got sauce on them. I end up wearing them. Yep, they are. Unless you get the dry ones, and then there ain't as much flavor to them. But man, yeah, Ernie was telling about the wings he got. They're big ones. He got 10 pounds, but they're great big wings and or parts. Yep, they do. And I get them every once in a while. I'll go in the truck stop and they have some that look like they're half fresh, not dried out, and then I regret it later. I ended up feeding most of it to the birds. I got all my teeth pulled last year and haven't got my new ones yet. And it's kind of hard to eat them, so I got to pull them apart. And so I get it all over my hands, my face. Yeah, I get them, and I forget why I didn't buy them before. And they're getting pretty expensive now. It's, they put like 4 or 5 on a little tray, and they're like $5 for 4 or 5 little wings. pieces, and there ain't that much meat on them. And there is nothing out here. No houses or trees or nothing. Rita just dropped a deal Sheila's quilts on the long arm. See what I mean? She hogs the airways. She knows I'm live, and she drops a video. Oh, woman. Yeah, they are. I was talking about it earlier. Used to, that was a part of the chicken they threw away. Now it's a big business. Multi-million-dollar business now. You know, when we were younger, nobody ever messed with the wings hardly. Just threw them away. All right, Rhonda. Glad you made it safely. When you leaving, going back? I don't know if Texas can handle you down there very long. Alvin, Rhonda's single. She's looking for a man. And she likes to travel. I don't know if she likes to fish or not. I think she does. She's from Arkansas. She went down to see family in Texas. I'll find out. All right, Alvin. See you later. Good luck today. Rhonda's still here. Rhonda, do you hear? Alvin asked if you like to fish. We might have found you a date. Alvin's gone now. He just left. He went to fix breakfast. Oh, they do? As many of them as they are, they might not be getting enough milk from their mom. Vins are getting bigger now. I'm glad I got fuel down there. Same truck stop. It was only $2.99, $3.19 up here. That is Shamrock, Texas. We just went through. Still 153 mile to go. I'm glad I got up early. A long day. If I'd have got up at 3 like I wanted to, I'd be up there though. Hey, there's a few trees in this area. Not many, but there is some. Well, guys, I think I'm going to get off here. I've been on 3 hours, so let's see if there's anything on the radio yet. Appreciate everybody coming in. There ain't much to look out through here. Just sagebrush and telephone poles. Probably see y'all on Rita's tonight. She might go live earlier. So thanks for everybody coming in.